Greetings. My name is Feeding Master Corey Russell, and I'm going to show you guys a fun game where I got to sacrifice my queen for a checkmate in 8 moves. Um, some people ask, how many moves ahead does a person do as masters? You usually look ahead, and the fact of the matter is, it really depends on the situation. Sometimes you look deep, but in many cases, only looking 2 moves is sufficient. It's only if you get a particularly complex situation or a very tactical situation might have to look deeper. But anyways, I spent a lot of time to find this combination. So anyways, let's get to the game. I was black, so let's see it from my side here. So this denotes the English. Um, the proper play, white should get a slight advantage. But I like e5 because it's imbalanced. There's a lot of, and the imbalance, of course, makes it easier to win, which is real important to playing a lower player. Like in this case, I'm about 2,300 on the chess.com, and my opponent is a 2189, almost a master. In fact, he might really be a master, but maybe went down some or something. So these following moves are pretty standard book moves. Takes a pawn, drop the knight to the best square. Um, all pretty standard here. And of course, black needs to develop rapidly. Fritz says there's 138 games. So this is a pretty well trodden line here. So the D of f5 is that if he plays like say bishop d4 castles, excuse me, or bishop e3, excuse me, and f4. Well, of course, in this situation, I can actually play f4, um, which should be pretty good actually. So, anyways, but even if he does it earlier, so instead of h3, for example. So let's go back actually. So let's say he played bishop e3, which is a more normal move. I play f5, and now I play e4, and this position's okay for black. But in any case, he didn't do it. He did h3, f5, king h2, and I finish development. Fritz says I have an edge here now. She has 6. This is basically like kind of the classical approach versus a dragon. Bishop cut is reverse. Bishop 6 is a very common move because it helps strengthen the hold on d4. It reinforces the e5 pawn, and it maybe allows knight d4 too. So here, black or white, excuse me, definitely should not take. You're supposed to play knight d2 and it's equal. I was very happy when you took that. And now Fritz says I have a slight advantage here. So of course I kick his knight around. I'm sure I can let him stay on b5, that's for sure. And then I block his bishop. Obviously, my knight may come into c3. This also restrains e3 too, so it's really useful. I see no reason to leave that knight there, so kick him. Of course, I'm not worried about knight a5 because I got c5, which is, and I see right, and then his knight's drop right, so that wouldn't be a good idea. Take this back. I probably want to be able to take it, go to c3, or maybe take an e3 if he plays e4 or e3. So I need to get my rook out of the pin. I go b8 rather than c8 because this way, if my knight does move, for example, let's say I go here, and he does some non-move, say here. Then he has this, and he wins my pawn. Well, he didn't really win it, I guess, because actually I can try for the bishop. But the point is, My point though is, if I go b8, there's none of that nonsense. So that's why I did that. Tax and pawn, protect it. I went to b6 mostly, so I just want to get in a pin, right? So like, for example, bishop a3 doesn't like pin my, my queen's not in a pin. So it gets me out of that. Queen and b6 is still pretty useful because it defends laterally. It defends my pawns and my bishop. So it's a pretty good square for it. He liked knight 95. I don't want to allow that. Here, white makes a little slight misstep here. And now I have a tactic to win a pawn. Still some fight left. This is his queen. He has to take back. Takes his rook. With a pawn, but there's still more battle to go. Fritz says I have a clear advantage here. I was happy to see that bishop gone, that's for sure. Naturally, I immediately go to the long diagonal. Of course, he shouldn't allow me to take it, although he does this move, which may be not the greatest idea. So the deal of queen d6 is it kind of paralyzes his knight, right? Because he can't do this, because check, and then that's mate. And he can't take the rook, of course, because it's pinned. So it basically paralyzes the knight. The other thing too, if it goes in a queen trade, well, I'm up. I'm up a pawn, so, and he's weak pawns too, and this is a powerful bishop too in the endgame. So all these things considered, it's like, hey, yeah, I'm okay with that. So anyway, that's the idea of queen d6. Although Fritz did point out a point here. I could have done c4 and to take rook at2 check, and white's destroyed here, right? Because only move is here, and then discover check, and it's all over. But of course, he would go, instead of doing something insane like that, he would actually probably play here and take. Really? Chris, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to allow knight d7? I think it's insane, Fritz. I'm not going to do that. Well, I disagree with Fritz. So play queen d6. Threatening mate on queen take g7. So rook b7 is a nice move, as it protects the pawn and gives my pieces maximum activity here. White doesn't realize the danger here. And now, according to Fritz, rook e7 is a winning move. The next move is probably going to be rook f5, and then white's in serious trouble. And here I went to a deep, deep think. I looked for a long time. Well, not that long. I was only playing a 10-minute game. But I looked for quite a while, a few minutes. And I realized that it looks like I have a mate in 8. So the mate in 8 starts to second my queen. I think objectively you should do this. Take. Check. I mean, it's lousy, obviously, because I mean he's down 2 pawns. I got to pass c pawn. It's a mess. But that's all you got. That's all you got. So I mean, beggars can't be choosers, as the old expression goes. But That's what he probably should have done. But he went for the bait. He took my queen. Oops. Took my queen. Check. The only move is knight block. However, this is black is still winning, even so. You go check. Well, it looks like a pretty tough one. Oh, not that tough, actually. Because check. Right. Because you can't go here. Because check. Here. Check. Here. Check. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's winning. So, anyways, he should have done that block even so, but he went up, and now this allows a force mate. Check, only move. Check, only move. Check, only move. Check, only move. Well, you can go here or here, doesn't really matter though. And finally, coup de grace, rook at 3, and it's mate in 1 because then it can block a queen, and rook take and it's mate. So, anyways, this was an 8 move queen sacrifice or excuse me, queen sacrifice for mate in 8. Thought you guys might enjoy that. So I'll see you guys next time.